Is the Constitution still the law of the land, or have we reached a point where states can simply pick and choose which federal directives to follow? That is the question at the heart of an escalating, high-stakes collision between the Department of Justice and 4 Democrat-led states. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures you never miss a critical update like this one. The Department of Justice has officially filed lawsuits against Maine, Massachusetts, Oregon, and Washington. The core of this dispute? Undercover license plates. It sounds like a bureaucratic issue on the surface, but the reality is much more explosive. The DOJ gave these states an ultimatum: provide undercover plates for ICE agents by May 22, or face the consequences. When the deadline passed and the states refused, the DOJ didn't blink. They took them to court. The Justice Department argues that by denying these plates, these states are engaging in active discrimination against federal law enforcement. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche made the administration's position crystal clear, stating that this department will exercise all lawful authority to support the men and women of law enforcement. The DOJ's argument is rooted in the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution, the legal bedrock that holds that federal law takes precedence over state law. They argue that states cannot simply sabotage or block federal law enforcement activities within their borders. But the states see it very differently. Take Massachusetts, for instance. Governor Maura Healey's office has stated that while they will assist federal agents with legitimate criminal investigations, they refuse to provide plates for civil immigration enforcement, which they claim constitutes unconstitutional tactics. Oregon has gone even further, placing a general moratorium on issuing undercover plates to federal agents altogether. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson echoed this sentiment, suggesting that DHS tactics in civil immigration enforcement routinely violate the Constitution. Essentially, these governors are drawing a line. They are willing to assist with traditional criminal matters, but they are signaling a hard stop when it comes to immigration enforcement. So, what does this mean for the country? We are witnessing a fundamental test of the limits of federal power versus state sovereignty. If the courts rule in favor of the DOJ, it would establish a massive precedent, effectively telling states they cannot use their administrative powers like issuing license plates to obstruct federal agency work. If the states win, however, it could create a fragmented patchwork of enforcement where federal agents are rendered blind in certain parts of the country, unable to move discreetly because state bureaucrats have cut off their access to the tools they need. Some legal experts have pointed out that the DOJ is facing an uphill climb here. They argue that while federal law is supreme, it doesn't necessarily mean that a state is obligated to facilitate every single request made by a federal agency, especially when that request is for specific equipment or administrative cooperation that falls under state jurisdiction. But the DOJ is clearly banking on the fact that if a state is allowed to say no to this, they might eventually say no to everything else, effectively neutralizing federal authority in blue jurisdictions. This is more than just a fight over metal plates for cars. It is a battle for the soul of federalism. Are we a nation where state capitals can defy federal mandates regarding immigration enforcement, or is the federal government's authority absolute regardless of state politics? We are watching the lines of authority being redrawn in real time, and the impact of this ruling will be felt for years, if not decades, to come. As this case barrels toward a constitutional showdown, it's clear that both sides are preparing for a long, bitter legal war that will likely end up at the Supreme Court. So, I want to know where you stand on this. Do you believe the federal government has the absolute right to demand this cooperation from the states, or are these governors justified in using their state agencies to resist federal immigration policy? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. This standoff is just beginning, and the implications for federal agents on the ground, and for the concept of state rights, are massive. Stay tuned as we continue to track every development in this escalating crisis. Thank you for watching.